The Bedford Spirit, the place to hear about teaching and learning in our school. Hello there and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Bedford High School's plan to go phone free from Monday the 23rd of June. Now, once upon a time, giving your child a mobile phone before they started high school was a bit of a rite of passage, a signal to your child that you were about to start them on their next steps to independence and a little bit more freedom. These days, our primary feeder schools tell us that most children have a mobile phone in their possession by the time they enter year 6. Now, we've all got our views on phones, but the reality is they're part of everyday life. But do they have a place in high school? We've done our research, and the more we see and the more we read in journals like The Lancet and Psychology Today, the more we think that they are an unnecessary distraction on learning and they don't help our students to have them during the school day. Now, obviously, what a student does with their phone in their own time is fine, and phones can even be used as a learning aid out of school. But our curriculum leads at Bedford and our students here at Bedford too have told us what they think, and we've worked together to find a solution. So I'm pleased to say I'm joined today by Mr. Roberts, our Director of Learning and Head of Science, and Emma, Kirsty and Oscar from our Junior Leadership team. Welcome everybody. I'm really interested to see what you've got to say today on this. So Mr. Roberts, are mobile phones a distraction to learning?
Easy response is yes, absolutely. If I can quote from a study done by the University of Chicago called the Brain Drain Survey, they took 500 students, which is half of Bedford, and they gave them all the same assessment. And then during that assessment, 1/3 were allowed to put their mobile phone on the desk next to them, 1/3 had them in their bags next to them, and 1/3 were asked to leave them outside the classroom so they didn't have any access to their phones. Those with no access to their phones did twice as well on the test, and this was testing memory and fluid intelligence. It was the results were twice as strong as those students who could get access to their phones more easily.
So those results are pretty startling, aren't they? So students do better at any academic task and probably quite a lot of non-academic tasks too, if they don't have their phones next to them. Interesting. The brain drain study is not the only one that shows the impact of devices on learning. I know Jonathan Haidt has produced a book called The Anxious Generation, which is an amazing read if you get the chance. And he talks about the 4 foundational harms: social deprivation, sleep deprivation, attention fragmentation, and addiction that overuse of devices can cause anybody. And Oscar, I'd like your views on this. Do you find your phone to be a distraction at home when you're learning?
Definitely. Say when I'm trying to do some homework or a bit of revision, I'm just very tempted to pick up my phone and say text my friends or go on social media. Um I usually what I do is I put it in my bag and in downstairs and then go upstairs in my room and do some revision, and that usually helps.
So, what do you think about Jonathan Haidt's view that phones can be addictive to us?
Completely agree. I think what people call it now is doom scrolling. People on social media, or just people going on social media and wasting hours of their day just scrolling, and it's very unproductive.
Okay, so our plan is to bring in yonder mobile phone pouches from Monday, 23rd of June. And we're expecting that it's going to be a help to our students to concentrate better in the school day, certainly from what we're learning. We know that the average user gets pinged about 230 times in a day, so the temptation to pick up that phone is really strong. Emma, you've been working with the students of Birchwood High School in um, Warrington on they've had the pouches for a year now, haven't they? What have you learned working with and talking to them?
I've learned from Birchwood High School that students are less distracted in lessons as they don't have the temptation to go onto their phone, but also they socialise more with friends at break and lunch, and they attend more activities too.
So that's really interesting, isn't it, then, that they've not just found it's helped their learning, but it's helped them socially as well around school and get a bit more involved with school life and the things that are happening in their school. Really interesting. What about mental health? Now, I've got a startling statistic for you here. Another one. 90% of young people aged 11 to 16, published in the Lancet, this statistic was, 90% have tried to reduce or limit their screen time. What do you think about that, Kirsty?
So after talking with the students of Bedford, we found that reducing your screen time can actually help with anxiety and focus. Like, you're not worried about your phone going off all the time. You're not worried about replying to your friend, replying to a comment. It can help with your sleep as well, boost your mood, and it means as well that you going out more, going out with your friends, going face to face socialization, and many more.
It sounds really, really positive, doesn't it? So we have been planning this move for a while, and Birchwood have given us lots of opinions and thoughts on that, but have really helped our planning as well. And as I said, they're 1 year on, and things seem to be going really well. How do you think the students at Bedford are going to feel about this move? Emma, if I could ask you that question, because I know that you do GCSE photography and currently you use your phone in lessons, don't you?
Yeah, I use my phone in lessons to take photos in lessons, and I may need to get my homework and stuff up. And us photography students are concerned about the uses of phones in lessons, as if we can't be able to go on our phones to get our work or our homework, how are we supposed to hand it in and not get in trouble about it?
So I'm pleased to say we've been able to reassure our photography students that they will still be able to use their phones in those lessons, and there'll be a special mounted box to unlock and lock in those classrooms. So that's really reassuring, I'm guessing, to a lot of students in that position. Oscar, what do you think the students at Bedford are making of this?
Most who were reluctant to join at first were fine after a week or two, and the new year sevens will have had to hand in their phones to the front desk in year six. So they should be more adjusted to not having their phone during school hours.
Okay, and what's your view, Kirsty?
So, someone who has to get the bus to get home, I understand why most students are worried about queuing up for the bus, being able to get a seat, but it's okay because there's going to be unlocking stations all around school. So, as soon as you exit your lesson, you just find the nearest station, unlock your phone, and it's really simple.
That's right. So you've touched a little bit on how it's going to work there. Mr. Roberts, can you tell us more about how it's all going to happen?
Yeah, as students arrive in school, we're coming through one entrance. They'll go through a channel and enter to the school and turn off the phone and pop it into the pouch and close the pouch in front of a member of staff, and then on the way they go. At the end of the day, as Kirsty said, it only takes a second to pop to one of the opened locking stations and just tap the pouch against it, take the phone out, and on with their journey home. What the pouch is helping them do is it's compartmentalizing their day, which means less distraction or no phone distraction during the day, and helping them make that switch from phone time to study time. And we hope that that also can get a little bit more replicated at home, so that the students get used to not using phones when they're trying to study, because they've hopefully seen the benefits of that during the school day.
Absolutely. Listen, everybody, I'd like to thank all of you, Kirsty, Oscar, Emma, and Mr. Roberts, for joining us to talk to us about these plans today. I hope that you at home have enjoyed listening and found any worries or concerns a bit of a reassurance. Over the next week or so, we're going to be writing to parents with a whole lot of information around the new plans and how it will work in practice in school. We're also going to give the students a chance to practice the process coming into school and also leaving school, so that they feel fully confident by the time we introduce it from the 23rd. If you have any concerns about the plans, do contact the year team at school and have a conversation. We know this will be a positive move for our school, and we're looking forward to a real boost to our students, both in their well-being and also in their achievement. So thanks again for joining us today. We wish you a pleasant day.